Is it possible to progress at skateboarding when you're 22 or older? Jordan asked this question in the comments, and it was too complicated of an answer to type it out. And also, I'm a slow typer, and nobody wants to read that much these days. It is possible for someone to progress at 22, however, not everyone will. So there's a few factors that come into this. And first is, do you have an aptitude for skateboarding? Not everyone has the physical build, coordination, or grace to progress at skateboarding. It takes all three of those things to really get good. Patience and determination are also very important. Also, are you having fun? Is it rewarding? Because otherwise it's going to be very challenging to want to get out there and do it every day. If it isn't rewarding, it will be very hard to push through the frustration and pain involved in getting good at skateboarding. I would say the most rapid progression in skateboarding occurs between 10 and 12. As your body starts to grow and get stronger. And the other thing is you can also treat yourself like a garbage can. So no matter what you eat, no matter what you do, you somehow still have that youthful energy to go skateboarding. In your 20s, however, things start to change. You start to have limiting factors like school or work that become very full-time and very demanding. The other thing is you can no longer treat yourself like a garbage can. If you want to have peak performance, you need to start doing things like eating well, resting properly, exercising. So cross-training is very important, in my opinion. However, most people don't do it because skateboarders are way too counterculture to actually do something like go to the gym and cross-train. So in my early 20s, I started a career as a carpenter. And this often left me too tired to work on weekdays, so I would only skate on weekends. And what I noticed is my progression stopped, and I spent all my time just trying to maintain what I used to be able to do. So working manual labor, I had the excuse that I was too tired to skate on weekdays. Now, what I later found out after having kids is that that just simply wasn't true. If you want to go skate after a hard day of work, if you're only working 8 hours and it's not too physically grueling, you can usually find the energy. Now, once I started having little kids and having disturbed sleep every night and just generally like not being able to be granted permission to leave because my poor wife, who was completely overworked from having so many little kids, it was really hard for me to find the time to get out and skate. So at that point, I actually started to regress. So I would say from 26 until really 34, when I really started skating hard again, I actually started regressing. And I would really only skate well in the summers because the weather was nice, and then out here it rains a ton in the winter. It's really hard to get out, it's cold, and so you just find a lot of excuses to stay off your board. So you get about 6 months of the year where you're skating mediocre at best. The other thing that happened over that last decade is boards and shoes started to change. Vulcanized shoes became really popular instead of cup sole. Decks all got wider. Thunders also gained in popularity a lot, which sort of changed the shape of boards. So that was the other thing I struggled with. I wasn't able to find boards and shoes that were working really well for me. And that is actually one of the things that led me to start this, because I'm the fussiest person I know and I could no longer find things that worked for me. So in your 20s and 30s, in order to give yourself the best possible chance to progress, you really need to carve time out of your busy schedule. So it has to become a priority. I skateboard 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes more. Basically what I do is I actually try to skateboard every day. But having such a busy life, I don't usually get to skateboard every single day. So it works out to about 3 or 4 days a week, which is enough for me to stay sharp. And as you can see, I'm actually starting to progress a little bit. Watch my videos from 3 months ago, watch now. You can actually see that there is an improvement. And I haven't been gaining skills and gaining abilities in years. It just goes to show that how hard you work will pay off. But the older you get, the harder you have to work. That's why I have to cross-train, I have to eat well, I have to sleep well. If I don't do these things, I risk going out of my board and hurting myself. That's the other big risk, is you get hurt easier and it takes longer to heal. So even more important to cross-train. Get those bones strong, get those joints strong, so that if there's less risk of turning an ankle, twisting a knee, hurting your shoulder, if all of your joints are strong and they're getting strengthened in different ways. Because skateboarding has this unique ability, well, not unique, jobs do it too, repetitive jobs, but skateboarding has this ability to break you down before it builds you up. Once you are in your late 20s and early 30s, skateboarding is never going to make you strong again. it will break your joints down. It will break your muscles down. And if you are not doing something else to help yourself heal, regenerate, and get stronger, it will break you down and you will not be able to skate anymore. So, hence why so many people end up giving it up in their 30s. So again, I said I like to get out 3 or 4 times a week. And a lot of the time, I'm not going out for 2 or 3 hours. Like, I'm not a little kid. I can't even skate that long. It takes me 20 minutes to warm up. I get about half an hour of good skating in, and then about another 20 minutes where I'm like, should I stop? Should I keep skating? So a lot of my skates are under an hour. You see all this stuff that I'm going out and filming, this stuff all happens in about a 20-minute window. After I'm warmed up, I hit peak, and then it's all downhill. Now, at 35, as I look back, to be honest, I regret not prioritizing my skateboarding a little bit more. So in my late 20s and early 30s, I really suffered from workaholism. You know, I'm one of these people that has to work twice as hard to feel half as good. Like, I literally think I'm the worst person on site unless I'm working my hardest every single day. As a result of this, I actually moved quite well in my career. However, I became very one-dimensional. I really only thought about work. Everything I watched on the computer was about work. Now, that can get really boring. Nobody else wants to hear about your work all the time. However, the polar opposite is being a one-dimensional skate rat is also going to be really boring for most people, so you don't want to go that route either. It's good to have a balanced life with lots of interests. So Jordan and anyone else who watches this, remember, get your ego out of the way. Stop thinking about how good other people think you are, and just focus on your own personal limit of how good you can get. And you don't know what that is until you find it. Find your own personal limit, do your personal best, and get out there and enjoy your board. And also, don't blame me if you overdo it and hurt yourself. I hope you found this useful, inspiring, whatever it was to you. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all those things. Most importantly, share. This can't grow if nobody shares. The YouTube algorithm only works so fast. In case you guys were wondering how my ledge is doing, it's getting better. Here it is. Pretty sure I'm the only one skating it though. And on the topic of learning or relearning tricks in your skateboarding golden years, here's a trick that I haven't been able to do forever. In fact, I never really learned how to do them because my brother was really good at them. And if I wasn't trying them, then he wasn't better than me because I just wasn't doing it. Kind of a lame attitude, huh? I guess I've matured as I've gotten older. Whew. Told you it was working in. They're just getting slick. After almost slamming on my face on the first one, I'm gonna settle for that one. So I haven't really ever been able to do those because they're a hard trick and I couldn't land them easily, so I just didn't try them. But I'm working hard and there you are. I got one for you. So keep working at it. You can progress. Let's see if we can't get that a little cleaner. I think I'll have to settle for that one and quit while I'm ahead. That's one of the things you got to do when you're older is know when to fold them. I got to be able to go to work and I got to be fit to skate another day.